Hello everyone, this is Amanita. So in the pick-up pile reading today, we are doing what makes you unique. So I decided to do what makes you unique as a video today because we're going down the sun, be going into Aquarius. Mercury is already in Aquarius, which is the planet of our communication and our mental process, the way that we think. And since the sun will be going into Aquarius, Aquarius is a sign all about being unconventional, being original, doing things that's outside of the norm. And that's why I thought, why not do what makes you unique? Because knowing what makes you unique can really help you in your life to pave your own way. So I'm hoping that this video does help you to recognize something in yourself that helps you to further on what you're trying to do in your life. So I have 3 piles this time, and the first pile is a bunny on a skateboard, and the second pile is this chick from, I think, Peanuts, whatever it is, like Charlie Brown wearing a Santa hat. And the third pile is this fairy, My Little Pony, right here. So the timestamps are all going to be in the description. If you feel like choosing multiple piles, that's always fine too. Do whatever you feel called to do, and I'll see you in your pile. Hello everyone who's chosen the bunny on the skateboard. So we're going to be finding out what makes you unique. So we have the King of Cups and the Ace of Rods. I feel like you're very creative, empowerment, grounded strength, and stamina. Like a lot of emotional availability, like security. You might be a water sign. The root portal, so you have grounded twice. Diana, focused intention. I feel like you're really good at manifesting things. You're really good at getting things from your imagination into reality, getting them grounded, getting them practical. Abundance. The Emperor. So yeah, really good at ordering and structuring things, especially when it comes to relationships or when it comes to your dreams or your emotions, or like what you are envisioning, your imagination. Really good at directing things. So we have the 9 of Swords and Rose Quartz, unconditional love and innocence, self-love, time for healing and nurturing. You're someone who's always there for people. And change. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. So you are someone who is, of course, very good at transitioning between different stages of your life, and you're good at helping other people do this as well, because you do have this sense of being grounded and stable and very secure in yourself and in your innermost foundations. It's the Emperor here, the King of Cups, because this isn't something that's coming from like a cold, hard attitude. This is something that's coming from a place of understanding and a place of wisdom and a place of compassion. So I do feel like you are someone who has a lot of wisdom. You really know what someone's needs are, and you know how to comfort people when they are going through a hard time. Because this is something that you've had to learn how to do for yourself when you're really scared. Needing to learn how to be there for yourself. Being like, I see you as someone who's people may see as a mother and a father to them. But you are very strong, you're very powerful, you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of stamina, you have a lot of passion, a lot of high goals and ambitions. I'm getting a Capricorn type of energy. Not that you have to be any of the signs that I say, but it's like the archetype that I'm thinking of Capricorn, of someone who climbs the mountain, like someone who sets a goal and takes the steps every day to get there. So having the root portal and empowerment, seeing her on her unicorn, she's like receiving the light from the heavens that she's using to empower herself and going after what she wants. Because we can see in the background there's a house, and this could be her leaving her home or what. Like, I just feel like you're someone who is going to be okay no matter where they are, no matter where they go. You'll always find a way, and you always know that there'll be somewhere for you to be safe and for you to be comfortable. Like, basically, you're someone who knows how to utilize your resources. And you're someone, though, who is there to help other people who are going through the hard times and not knowing what to do and not knowing what the next steps to take. Like, you have a very practical approach where you can help people to be like, okay, like, help them get out of kind of a funk and be like, and help yourself do this, where you're like, okay, like, what are the practical steps I need to do? Like, so you're, first of all, though, you're very in tune with, you know, your emotions or the spiritual realm in a way, and you use this ability to be able to manifest things in your life that you wish to see. So you may visualize yourself something that you really dream of, and then you can think of, okay, what are the practical steps that I need to take to get to my intention, to get to my focused goal, to attain this. And you know that you're going to be supported in this because you have a very abundant view of the world. You know, I feel like you're someone who, when something does happen and when something is going on, you have a lot of trust that the universe is going to be there for you. You know that you're going to have the resources available to you. You know unique and practical ways of utilizing your resources. You're someone who's very abundant in terms of the love that you give, in terms of the dreams that you have, in terms of energy as well. You have a lot of energy, a lot of creativity. You're someone who a lot of people really do rely on, and a lot of people really lean on, because, you know, this is the king. The king is ordering everything around, and this is, you know, this being an archetype of you. People are going to come to you for advice and come to you for wisdom and come to you for emotional support and emotional healing, because you do have the rose quartz quality to you too, being someone who is loving, who is nurturing, who is motherly and fatherly at the same time, in a very grounded and practical way, as we see the sun and the moon in this card. So, you know, you really help people to kind of soothe those fears. I do feel like you're someone who has struggled a lot when it comes to anxiety, when it comes to your fears, and this is what makes this your greatest strength, the root portal and the empowerment, being grounded and strong. Because, you know, a lot of times the greatest strengths are something that you really have to work at and master for it to become your greatest strength. So at times you may really suffer with this, but then your ability to be able to transition and transform into a state of being empowered is really such a great strength of yours. Also, this, I'm just seeing the person in bed, so that's why I get that sense of you being able to visualize, you being able to dream, you being able to manifest really easily, because, you know, if you're viewing your world as a nightmare, it's really going to show up around you that way. But when you're feeling really empowered, it's really going to show up for you that way. So I'm just feeling like your dreams, your visualizations are important to you in some way. Being able to give that love to yourself and that nurturing yourself when you're scared is going to be really beneficial to you always. Because I do feel like you're someone who's there for people a lot and need to take some time to yourself as well. You're someone who takes action. You're someone who goes after what they want for sure. With the Ace of Rods, you know, this is all about action and energy and vitality and also creativity. And seeing it with the root and the empowerment, like, you're someone who, like, you would say is like a go-getter. A lot of people might see you as being able to get things into this reality, being able to manifest things from of your creative endeavors and your dreams into reality. So another thing that I'm seeing, since you're the Knight of Swords in the root portal, this being like all about your survival and stuff, being someone who has probably struggled a lot with anxiety in the past, and this is why the root portal is such a strength of yours at this time, because these are kind of like really opposite: being grounded, being empowered, being stable, feeling safe, versus being completely petrified in fear. And this is why this is something that is one of your greatest strengths, is because you've experienced the fear and you've had to love yourself and nurture yourself through it and be understanding to yourself. And as this says with change, being able to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. So you are someone who's fresh. You have a fresh personality. You're ready for the next thing, you know. You don't want to stay stuck on all these fears and all these problems if they're just not helping you. And you did choose the bunny riding the skateboard, so, you know, I just get the sense of you being someone who's really active, who goes and you get what you want in some way. You just do your thing. You might be someone who feels like they are some sort of a rebel, or you like to feel cool, you like to feel badass maybe. With the lightning again, it reminds me of Zeus right now, and Zeus was the king of the gods, so you're someone who might resonate with that, being like the king of the gods, like you being someone who just is all about getting what they want, kind of, not in a negative way, of course, not in like a you're being rude type of way, but you're someone who does get what they want, and other people really look up to you, other people want to be around you. You're very empowering to be around, you're very wise, you're very supportive, you're very understanding, loving, nurturing, you're a healing presence, a visionary, someone who's a go-getter, someone who's creative, someone who's has a lot of stamina, empowered, strong person, courageous person, someone who really uses their resources, like I said, all these things. And in terms of this, if there is something that you're trying to do right now, the strength to pull on is, you know, stay focused. You're someone who is able to stay focused. So stay focused on your intention. As this says, think about what you desire, set your sights high, expect the best possible outcome. This is a great strength of yours to be able to do this in your life. And let's see, I just got wax all over her. Okay, anyway, so we have number 33. Master number 33 is a master healer, a master teacher. So this is why I do kind of say, like, you're someone that people look up to, you're someone that is helpful to people. And 33 equals 6, and 6 is a number all about harmony and service and relationships as well. 6 is the Lover's card, so you do help you do harmonize opposites a lot, as I do see the sun and the moon here. I see Emperor, then the feminine rose quartz. And we have number 4, the Emperor, being someone who's very grounded, someone who's able to be logical, someone who's able to be very stable and secure in themselves. Another 4, so you have 2 4s, and 44, this is the Master Builder, so you're really someone who is able to manifest and be strong and stable and in your own power and in your own, very secure in yourself, like I said. Strong emotional foundation, strong emotional structure. You have a 1 in your reading, and 1 is a number that has to do with initiating beginnings, using your willpower. So this is something that you do as well. You really are able to pull on from your stable foundation to be able to build and create off of that. You have a 9 representing, I feel like you're someone who has a lot of compassion and feels a lot of humanity towards people who are very fearful, because you have been there in your life. Like, you're someone who really understands where people are coming from. And we have we have 3 right here, and 3 is a number of self-expression. It's a number of creativity, going with the flow, and self-expression. But what I see is you'll do whatever you need to do to make sure that your life is going the way that you're kind of wanting it to go. Like, whatever you're trying to create in your life, whatever transitions or changes you need to make, you're able to make those changes and make those adjustments to be able to create in your life. And I do see you as someone who's quite magical, someone who's very connected with the moon and the lunar tides, with change as well. The moon goes through its cycles, and I feel like you're really able to utilize the moon cycles and transition really well throughout these and utilize them to the best of your ability. You might be someone who resonates with, like, being a witch in some way, is another thing I see. And so all of this equals 9 together. So 9 being, you're someone who has a lot of wisdom, you have a lot of experience, you have a lot of humanity and a lot of compassion for people, and you're someone who is introspective, and you're someone that people can trust and rely upon. And this is really something that makes you unique and very special, that you're able to be this mother and father figure, that you're able to transition gracefully, that you're very visionary, you're high above, you're empowered, you're strong, you are a leader of sorts, magical, wise, pure intent, active, very active, go after what you want. And Diana was a huntress, so she was goddess of the moon, childbearing, protection, and the hunt. So that's really represents you a lot, because we have rose quartz here being, being very motherly, childbearing, compassionate, a protector, a nurturer, and the goddess of the hunt. You really set your sights high, you go after what you want. And the moon, feminine, change, cycles. If you haven't really looked in the moon cycles, or you don't know much about moon cycles, I do recommend doing that for you. I feel like it's going to really help you, because you have a natural, unique talent for being able to utilize upon cycles and things that change, So yeah, you're very fiery, you're very empowered, lightning, you're like lightning, but you're wise at the same time, you're lunar, feminine, you're like the sun and the moon. You're like the sky you're like the process of the sun, and like sunrise, sunset, dawn to dusk, dusk to dawn type of thing. Like, you're that initiating factor that helps that happen. And yeah, you're someone great to be around. Sure, you may be very optimistic, someone who's likes to travel, someone who might want to be like an entrepreneur. And yeah, that's what I have for you guys. So if you did enjoy the video, please leave me a comment and subscribe to my channel. I upload every 3 days, so if you enjoy pick a pile readings, I do upload regularly. And I will see you in my next video. Hello everyone who has chosen the Peanuts character, the chick with the Santa hat. Yes, Peanuts. 2012, it says on the back. Okay, anyway, let's see what makes you unique. So we have the 6 of Swords and the Queen of Rods. I feel like you're someone who's a very good mentor or coach or teacher, leader, like entrepreneur. Integration. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. So I feel like you're someone who really knows their dark side and really has gone through things like that, but is able to integrate all sides of yourself together, whether the dark sides of yourself or the light sides of yourself, and you're able to integrate it as a whole. So we have sanctuary, healing and comfort, faith and restoration. We have the Archangel Raphael. He's the angel of healing. The green. Gaian awakening, preparing, relocation, ascension. You might be someone who really likes to travel as well. We have Commander Ashtar, call to action, take charge, lead by example, walk your talk, which is definitely something that you do. You walk your talk, definitely. We have wealth, very regal to be around, I feel. And the Four of Swords, and the Six of Swords again. So let me move these a little. They're kind of cluttered up and they don't need to be. Okay, let me move them up. Okay. And Emerald, and I was just saying he's the Emerald Ray. Emerald is a color for you too. Very abundant, rejuvenating, wealthy color. Your sweetness is your richness. Your heart is repairing. All is healed. Resolution now. So you're someone who's very nice. You're very genuine. Very, very genuine. You know, you're not someone who says something just to say it. If you say something, you really do mean it. And you are someone, though, that really helps to understand where something is coming from, like the root cause of something, like the core wound in someone's heart, to be able to help integrate and heal this and understand it. Like, this is something that you're really good at doing. You're really good at doing, like, kind of shadow work, or seeing something in yourself that is causing a lot of problems in your life. Like, you're really good at kind of integrating this and solving this and healing this. I feel like you're someone who you do have a lot of faith. Like, you have a really strong inner fire in you that keeps you going no matter what you go through. And this you know, your hearth, and it's very warming to other people who are around you as well. But you are someone who probably does go through hard times, but the thing that makes you really unique is that you don't hide when you're going through something. You're very authentic. You tell people when you're going through something. And I'm feeling like, you know, you are someone who has gone through a lot in your life, and who had to heal a lot, and has had to really step into your own power. And the frequency of wealth that you're emitting, the frequency of wealth is not just financial, but this is emotional. You know, this is like, it's kind of like abundance. And this is another green color. And green to me, you know, is very rich. Green is prosperity. You're very prosperous. Green is abundant. Green is also the heart. So green, you know, green is love. And green is comforting, green is healing, and you're someone who is all of these things to be around. As this says, your sweetness is your richness, so you are someone who is very nice, who is very compassionate, who is very kind. Despite, you know, what you go through and what you might say about yourself, sometimes you are all these things. And I feel like you may be someone who is very sensitive as well. And, but you're someone who inside of you, you have this courage, and you have this strength, and you have this power to be able to rise above anything. Like, you're very strong, and also very creative, very empowering. I feel you're someone who's very inspiring to be around, because people have seen you go through stuff and be able to move on beyond that. And it's very inspiring. I'm really looking at the phoenixes behind her. So, you know, the phoenix rising. of the ashes, and the unicorn's in front, so you're someone who does carry the wisdom from the experience. You're someone who's, magical in their own right, who has this purity in them, who has this authentic, you rose above the ashes, but you didn't lose your heart type of thing. And, with call to action, take charge, lead by example, walk your talk, being someone who does walk their talk. We see this being put into action. Like, you say you're going to do something, and you are going to do it. You are someone who really likes to get clear. You may be someone who's very into meditation or yoga or anything like Tai Chi like that. I just see you're in a deep contemplation, so you're someone who's very introspective. You're someone who is probably very introverted, very sensitive, very possibly, very empathetic, very, very compassionate. But you're someone who takes a lot of time to reflect. Like, this is what I say, you have this wise quality to you. Like, when you take action, you don't just take action just to take action. Like, it was something that was really thought out. You're someone who's very thoughtful. And the actions you take may be with intention. People go to you to feel comforted, to feel like they belong, to feel a sense of healing, because you're someone who doesn't judge people. You're there to listen, and you're there to hear them out. You're there to be reflective. You're there to be understanding and offer also advice to people when they need it, and to empower them where needed, to inspire people. Because the way that you are healing to people a lot of times you don't even know, and it's just because you're inspiring the people around you and they haven't really said anything about it. But other times, people do come to you because you're someone who's comforting to be around, and you're someone who gives them that sense of healing and that sense of inner wealth. You pour that inner wealth from you. And I do see, though, you probably are someone who does enjoy travel. And let's see. I'm just really looking at this sword and the shield right here. Okay, that just reminded me of Pokemon. The game Pokemon Sword and Shield. And in that game, I just feel like you're someone who likes to have a good time, too. You're someone who likes to spread joy and happiness to others and be there for people to have fun. Like, you being healing and comforting and restoring in the way that you bring people joy and you bring people a fun time. And that really helps others around you, too. And that also helps you when you're able to do something creative or do something really fun. You're someone who's really fun. With the integration, we see you in the center here, and all what's positive and all what's negative, and it's not this positive negative, this is a whole integration. So being someone who's able to take from the dark and the light and to make something that is whole, to be in the center, to be able to operate from that center with the Four Swords, you have a calming presence to you as well. Really within, you have this inner power and this inner strength, but you also exude this calm, healing, restoring, comforting energy. And you're someone that people can really rely on. As it says, your sweetness is your richness, your heart is repairing, all is healed, resolution now. I do feel like there's people who've taken advantage of your sweetness in the past, and it's important to know, she's holding the Holy Grail right here. She's very connected with her heart and with her most inner center and her inner core. I'm thinking of you're like the center of a cinnamon roll. that gooey part that everyone loves. That's what you're like, with integration. This is like the center, the cinnamon roll. Here's, she's holding. Yeah. Just very sweet. You're just the best part. We can't hate on you. We love you type of thing. It's just that comforting and gooey, like nice center, the cinnamon roll. You exude that feeling to people too. And let me get a drink of water. So for our numbers, since we have 2 6s, 6 is a number that has to do with service, it has to do with harmony and relationships. 6 is the lovers, and since we have integration as well, which is all about harmonizing opposites, being a balanced symphony of life, 6 being the lovers is about harmonizing opposites. So you are someone who's very good at harmonizing opposites and bringing people together and bringing things into wholeness and bringing things into richness. And we have a 4, and a 4 is a number of structure, it's a number of stability, it's a number of logic. Since you have a lot of swords energy that came through as well, I'm feeling like you're someone who's very intelligent, very intellectual in some way. And I do feel this like sense of courage in you, this inner courage to be able to step into the unknown from a previously hard situation, possibly. There's a lot of cards about you kind of moving forward or traveling or moving somewhere in some way right now. And that's what I'm thinking, maybe you're someone who is really into traveling, or you're just wanting to move somewhere right now with Gaia and Awakening. Like, at this time, you're someone who's really coming into their home, really coming into their own, and really figuring out what it is that you want, and figuring out who it is that you are, and being able to be like a whole person, You're honoring yourself more. You're taking the time to heal and move on, moving somewhere else at this time in your life. And what this is all doing, bringing you this sense of wealth, this inner wealth, which is bringing you outer wealth. This is the feeling that you really are seeking, or that you're really exuding right now, is wealth. That you're exuding it right now, or you're seeking to exude the inner fountains of wealth. So with Gaia and Awakening, like I said too, this just reminded me of when I said that you're someone who's very inspiring to people. Like, you're someone who, by some actions that you take, might just awaken people in some way. And this is number 8, and 8 is a number that has to do with your personal power. It has to do with strength and manifestation. We have another 8 right here. So this way, you are someone who holds a lot of inner power, a lot of strength. And as we have with integration, having what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative. I'm just seeing with the strength card how she's like gently taming the lion, like so this is either towards yourself or towards other people. When people come at you just coming from like kind of a place of ego, and you're able to kind of look at that and not just shame it, not shaming that part of yourself, but being able to look at that part, integrate it, and listen to what it's trying to say. And you're someone who's not quick to just write off anything that comes from darkness or from what you would perceive as negative. You're someone who is willing to take a look at that, because you have this inner strength in you, and this inner stability. You have this intellectual. You're able to strategize well. And we also have a 3 energy, and 3 energy has to do with creativity, self-expression, going with the flow, getting with your communities. Also 3 is it's about creativity, it's about manifesting something too, something beginning to come into its forms of manifestation. But honestly, you guys are someone who, it's like kind of an honor to be around you, like to be someone who's just going to be so comforting and sweet and authentic, and who's not going to judge you. That's really important to have. You being someone who's, restoring to people. The Six of Swords, this is going somewhere else. Moving on from a hard situation. This unicorn looking up into the distance. You're someone who holds that rejuvenating quality, that abundant quality, that healing, that heart chakra energy, that accepting energy, the understanding energy. Someone who's investigative. And yeah, this is why I say you're not going to judge people, because I feel like you're someone who's the type to say, well, I'm not going to judge them because, I have my own vices, like I have my own things, I have my own problems, like we all do. Like, you really come from that down-to-earth place where it's like, you tell people, I'm not perfect, like, I make mistakes too, and I'm not going to act like I'm perfect. I'm going to tell you what I can do, and I'm not going to fake it. And that's really inspiring to be around. So thank you everyone for watching this video. That is what I have for you. Oh wait, first let me count what number this adds up to. So we have 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19... number 8, this all equals 8, so you being someone who is strong, someone who is gentle compassion, gentle strength, you assert yourself in a very gentle way, in a very authentic way, and it's all power. You're someone who has a lot, and a lot of people appreciate you for just who you are, because you embody this presence and you don't even have to go out of your way to say anything about it. So thank you everyone for watching. Please comment on my video and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you know when the next pick-a-pile comes out, and I'll see you in my next video. Hello everyone who has chosen this fairy My Little Pony. So we're gonna see what makes you unique, what it is about you that makes you unique. So we have Judgment, so very authentic, and the Four of Rods. Aqua Aura, telepathy, you know already, you have the answer within, meditate and it will come out. I feel like you're someone who's able to speak telepathically with people and with animals. You might be aware of it, you might not be, if that resonates. So Magical Eminence, Priestess, Divine Feminine, Worth. So this Divine Feminine energy, I feel like you're someone who is spiritual, you would say. I'm seeing you being very intuitive or psychic in some way. Crystal ball, or just very connected to moon cycles. Maybe you would consider yourself a witch, or is magic in some way. We have higher perspective, the cosmos, awakening, unity. Yeah, I'm just saying that you might be someone who's very psychic or intuitive. Kuan Yin, caring, compassion, choose to be loved, do what is right for everyone involved, offer a helping hand. Very strong, divine feminine, compassionate energy. You have balance. We had the devil. The King of Cups. And 33, miracle. The frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. Okay, so with miracle, what I'm seeing with that and magical eminence being divine feminine word, I'm just thinking that maybe in like a past experience, or you may resonate with being a priestess, like a high priestess, a temple priestess, or like one of those sacred prostitutes. I do feel like you're someone who is into like kind of spiritual concepts, so you may be someone who isn't, unicorn. You did choose the My Little Pony fairy, so just someone who's very imaginative, someone who's very connected or into spiritual topics in some way, seeks a higher perspective, and someone who seeks kind of the truth of the nature of reality in some way. Someone who embodies their higher self, and someone who sees the magic in life. You see the magic in just day-to-day life. You're someone who really sees beyond any sort of programmings. I see you as someone who is independent in your own right. Sees beyond illusions. And I feel like you're someone who harnesses your sexual power and your sexual energy with, divine feminine, majestic eminence on this card. I'm feeling like you're someone who really knows how to harness your own sexual energy, and you're someone who's able to see kind of in other people what is blocking them. Like I said, very psychic or intuitive in some way. Like, for other people what is going on with them. Like, in the world a lot of the things that people are that people go through, like you see it happening, and you see beyond the illusion of it. But you're someone who has a lot of care and compassion. A bodhisattva is Kuan Yin. She could have exited the incarnational cycle, but she decided to come because she heard on the earth, and you had that bodhisattva kind of presence to you. Care about people who are suffering. Like, you see people who are being harmed in some way, who are being their own block, who are being who have been manipulated or programmed to believe something in a way, and you have a lot of care and compassion for these people, and someone who really does want to help people to get rid of any program in childhood or in their life in some way. You do believe in perform miracles possible. Awakening, unity. You're someone who's coming from, you're not, this is more of like you gaining, bringing down into the earth. So like, maybe connection with some sort of galactic card has reminded me of like Lemuria or Atlantis with those colors. But either way, you might be into those topics. You might be into past lives, you might be into magic, you might be into, either way, whatever you're doing, You're someone who is caring, you're someone who's compassionate. You do because, and you're not someone who wants, because with judgment, as I said, being someone doing what is right. The thing is, with what is right for you and everyone involved, this contemplation, it takes meditation, it takes introspection to know what's going to be right for you and everyone else, because you're, obviously you don't choose. Everyone has free will, right? So we can't impose our will on others. So it's like kind of having to be careful in a way when you do it. Everything you do, though, is always coming from a place of care and compassion. Everything you do, every action you take, you're always acting from the heart. We see the King of Cups here. He's very compassionate. He's a lover. He's imaginative. He's creative. He's wearing his heart on his back in this, the water. I don't know if that's supposed to be his cape or not, but it looks like the water is his cape, like the water is really a part of him. So I do feel like you're really connected to the collective unconscious in some way, like someone who's really empathetic and who really feels compassion for people, because you feel what they feel in the collective unconscious possibly, or you feel how they feel. Just also make sure you're not taking on other people's burdens, because that can be your own devil too, is you kind of taking on other people's burdens and other people's responsibilities. But the thing is, with this, you're someone who is intuitive, you're someone who already knows what to do, you're someone who, just goes and collects, goes upon their inner resources, and they trust that the answers will always come. You have a lot of faith and a lot of trust. You might be someone who is into a connections between the universe. That might be a natural talent of yours, or you might have a natural talent in terms of like travel or spiritual kind of physical topics, but who really comes here to bring the metaphysical, bring like the spiritual to earth, and you're all about balancing the spiritual world and the physical world together as one. That's kind of the your life that you're really having to learn how. Learning that balance between others and what you keep for yourself, and figuring out the physical. This is a great talent of yours, to between other realms, other dimensions, different qualities. The magical eminence, more compassionate. Kuan Yin's one of my favorite goddesses, or she's a bodhisattva. I don't know, but with the magical, feel like energy into crystals, Reiki. This the moon with the moon cycles, feathers, and the able to be light. I don't see in shape shift. Stuff that you're into, look into. Kind of someone who's into the elementals, but you're just someone who's miraculous. A wizard, a priestess. And so we have the Judgment card, and this is really me. I'm seeing you as kind of you embodying your higher self, or embodying a higher vision. Being honest, being truthful, doing what is right. And with the Four of Rods, you being someone who sees the magic in the daily life, someone who is here to help others in this world and create magic in the world, and to create unities and bonds with people that that create more beauty in the world, that create more harmony, that create more purity, to form alliances with people in some way, and just to enjoy life, you know, just to enjoy all that life is. So we have number 4. 4 is a number that has a lot to do with kind of our structures, stabilities, foundations. And this is a very creative, like a magical foundation to me. And this is number 20, and 20 is 2, and this is a number all about balance. This is number 9. This is representing that the wisdom that you hold. Her high priestess, spiritual connection with 2 and 7. But you're someone who has a lot of humanity, a lot of compassion, a lot of wisdom with other people. Be a great teacher as well, or just someone who shows the way to others, like a way shower. 3, this is a number all about, you know, going with the flow, the creativity, the self-expression. This is creation. This is the Empress with 2 and 1. This is the High Priestess and the Magician, which represents creation. The 2 plus 1 is 3, the Empress, you know. So we have the Devil, which equals 6 as well, and 6 is a number all about harmony and relationships and service as well. The Lover's card. There is a theme of being someone who unites and brings people together, someone who brings harmony, like a Mother Teresa type, you know. We have a Knight. You take action, go after things. And we have another 6, and like I said, 33, being a master teacher. I don't think I mentioned this to you. That was like pile 1, they had a 33 as well. But 33 is a master teacher, it's a master healer, it's a master builder. So you're someone who is all these things. You're a healer, a teacher, a builder. And 3 plus 3 equals 6, which is the Lovers once again, which is all about harmony and uniting opposites, and, you know, bringing more balance and harmony, uniting opposites. This is something that you really bring into the world. And you have 2 6s. Yeah, you have the Devil and Miracle. And let's see what all your numbers are. So we have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 30. So all equals 3. So you being someone who is very embodies the divine feminine, like the Empress, someone who exudes creativity, self-expression, self-worth, self-value, someone who cares about their connections with other people, and also cares about having fun and bringing more joy and bringing more just creativity overall, embodying that divine feminine. So that's what I have for you guys today. So thank you everyone for watching. Please leave me a comment on the video. I also have an Etsy account if you would like to purchase a personal reading from me. The link is in the description. I also have a link to my playlist for my other pick a pile readings, as well as subscribe to my channel. I upload every 3 days. Hit the notification bell to see every time a new video comes out, and leave me a comment. I love to read comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Everyone have an amazing day.